This is the fourth iteration of our race shorts. Race shorts are probably one of our best known garments and certainly one of our best sellers. And when I was first thinking of launching the brand, a split short was on the top of the list of the garments I wanted to do when we launched. It's an iconic running garment, and rightly so. So this is the fourth iteration of them. I think it's interesting to look a bit at the history of the garment because they illustrate something which I haven't really talked about in designer's notes before, which is the importance of random mutations, much as it's important in biology. Random mistakes coming in a garment, it can be a bad mistake, but it can be a good mistake as well. And in this case, the first time I sent the pattern to the factory that produces these garments, they made a mistake with the balance of the front panel and the rear panel, and they put too much volume into the front panel. That wasn't how I designed them, but as soon as I ran in the prototype, I realized, of course, you need more volume in the front. The faster you run, the higher your knees are going. So you need the volume in the front, you need relatively much less volume in the back. So that's why these race shorts have a lot of drape. You can see it in the folds of the fabric here on the front to give you that kind of freedom of movement that you want on the front. And that was a mistake. And so you have to take the opportunity to grasp mistakes when they happen. And that also reinforces the fact that you have to run in the prototypes. If you don't run the prototypes, you don't know whether they're working or not. So that was a happy accident. So the fourth version of this garment, not that many changes from the third version. The main change is the hem is now completely laser cut. So it's a raw edge fabric hem. There's no extra fabric on the inside at all. Now, as you're running and your knees are going up, the front face of the shorts is rubbing up and down like that. So by totally removing that hem, we've made them more comfortable, and they're already a very comfortable garment, and now that's added another layer of comfort. And by working with like a very high quality, closely woven fabric that these are, you can have these raw edges without the fabric fraying. So that's the main improvement. And the second improvement is to do with the liner. The liner is now made of the same fabric that the outside shell is, which is a woven fabric. So that gives the liner a little bit more structure. And then the last thing about the liner is the elastic on the edge of the liner, which you can see here. So the liner is like a pair of trunks. We've now turned the seam of the elastic towards the body. Now this is completely counterintuitive. Normally on all shorts liners, the bulk of the seam is put away from the body, so it's not touching you when you're wearing it. However, after a lot of testing, I realized something that's very obvious. The bit where you're getting rubbing is the inside of your thigh. Your thigh is moving up and down. The side of your body isn't moving in relation to the liner. So if you put the liner seam on the inside, it stays stable there and it reduces the bulk on the outside where you actually do get the rub and movement. So again, that was a small improvement that we made to the garment. And again, that was based on many hundreds of miles of testing. When you get to a garment like this, like the Race Shorts 4.0, they're already a very mature garment. We've done a lot of work on the development of the previous versions. So now it's a question of making small improvements as the garment moves forwards through the generations. As I said, it's one of our best-selling garments. I think it's still one of our best garments. It's a brilliant pair of split shorts.